I hope everybody's enjoying their breakfast this morning. It's great to see everybody here. First, I'd like to thank our Farmington High School Orchestra under the direction of Ted McDonald for the wonderful music for breakfast. Thank you. Very nice this morning. Begin by introducing myself. A lot of unfamiliar faces for me for this first year, so it's been nice to meet the folks that I've had a chance to early this morning. But my name is Robert Herrera, and as your new superintendent of schools, I should welcome you this morning to our 23rd annual Senior Adult Breakfast. To those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. And to those of you who are joining us again this year, thank you. We appreciate your interest in Farmington Public Schools, and we are happy to have all of you here. I'd like to acknowledge and thank all the people who helped organize the breakfast this morning. Special thanks to Diane Bowman and our school community relations staff. They put on great events, and we're very fortunate to have a talented crew with us, so thank you very much. If our staff would stand up, I see a couple of you, but could you please stand up so we can acknowledge who you are this morning? And Diane has escaped as well. She's in the back. Thank you. We'd also like to thank our students that are here this morning. Students, if you could stand up, and we'd like to thank you for, go ahead. We'd also like to thank our students who put together the displays in the room today that demonstrate the exciting things that are occurring in our schools each and every day. Joining me are three wonderful people this morning who would also like to welcome you this morning. First, it'll be my pleasure to introduce our Board of Education President, Pam Green. But I'd also like to acknowledge, as Pam's coming up, two of our other board members, Angie Smith and Richard Munkema. If you could stand, please.
Good morning. On behalf of the Board of Education, I would like to welcome you to this senior breakfast. An exciting time for every one of us. A great time for all of our staff who took time to be here today. This is one of our favorite events. Time to spend with the people who we know helped to make us a great district. I come today with such renewed excitement and hope for our students in our district as we continue our journey. And you're a very big part of that because it does truly take a village to raise a child. So thank you for your commitment and support of our students and our community and our district. We are on a journey to be the best school district throughout, not just Michigan, throughout the entire United States. So join us on our journey and watch us continue to do great things because we have great stuff here in Farmington. Have a wonderful breakfast.
The students that we just recently recognized that are here today are actually members of the Student Roundtable, which is a type of junior board of education. They're here today to visit and share news about their schools and make sure that you have everything you need. And now I would like to introduce Alexis Unchai, the Farmington High School Senior President of our Student Roundtable, who will share a greeting on behalf of the Student Roundtable.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alexis Unchai, and I'm the current president of Student Roundtable. So just to give you an overview, Student Roundtable is a way for the students in our district to have a direct line of communication with our school board members and with our superintendent. Our club serves as an integral part of our community success in that we create a dialogue about the events in our district and how our students are adapting to rapid changes. We also focus on projects that reach out to our community, and we have services for our peers through a plethora of events, such as reading to our elementary students for March's Reading Month, and shadowing staff members in the district to find out ways to improve our community. This year, we will be continuing our past initiative of mental health, and we have decided to work to fundraise for charities centered around providing services for the students in our district. As you might have already noticed, we have Student Roundtable members at all of our tables today, and they would love to give you updates on how merging to 2 high schools this year is going and our initiatives for the year. We are very excited to be here, and I would like to thank you all for dedicating some time to get to learn about the future of our district and our students. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis. And I'd also like to comment that I've had a couple opportunities to meet with our members of our student roundtable and very impressive group. So seniors, you are in very good hands this morning. Next, I would like to introduce Marcia Coet, the Farmington Hills Senior Division Supervisor. Don't leave me up here alone too long.
Nice crowd. Hi, good morning. How are y'all? Good. Traffic didn't get to you like it did me? Good. So my name's Marcia Coet. I'm the Senior Division Supervisor. Glad to see you all. Many, many faces I recognize who attend and do programs here at the Caustic Center. So thank you. Keep coming. Woo. Couple things I'd like to talk to you about. One is that the census is coming up. Ooh, you didn't think I was going to talk about that, did you? So, I'll be brief, but the census, 2020 census is around the corner. And for every person who incorrectly counts in another state, over the next 10 years, it's $18,000 that leave the state. Right? Think about that. So if you're a snowbird or you know a snowbird, and you spend most of your time here in Michigan, we want you to count your census as being a resident of Michigan. It's real important to us. Okay. So I'm going to point, one other thing we do here with the schools, great partnership, is our SAGE program. How many of you are familiar with that? Okay, a handful. It's a great partnership. We have seniors who volunteer at the schools, and they do that. We got about 30 of them right now. They're partnered up with teachers, mostly all elementary school teachers, right, Anna? Yes. And so they commit to one morning a week. And it's night, we do a background check, and we partner up teachers, and I can see some people who have done that program, and it really makes a difference. So with your volunteer time, and you can take vacations, you work one-on-one, usually with reading or math, and it's a lot of fun. You're not off making ditto copies or any of those old-fashioned things. You're working with the teachers and the students. And it's a great feel-good project, way to volunteer your time, way to make a difference. Often our volunteers do more than one morning, but that's really up to you. And you and the teacher, so lots of fun. If you're interested in volunteering or getting information about that, we have applications in Conway Hall, or you could talk to Anna. Anna, want to raise your hand? She partnered up already 6 students and teachers this year, and we have about 6 teachers who are waiting. So let's consider that. Okay, so I'm just going to tick off some of the programs we have here quickly, and you know, if you need any information about them, come find me or another staff. So we last year did 108,000 meals for our Meals on Wheels program. Yeah, we use a lot of volunteers. And no one's going to, everyone who eats our food says it's delicious. It's good. We take pride in it. We did over 20,000 rides for our transportation program. We have a fabulous adult day program for folks with some memory issues. We have a great outreach counselor who helps people with Medicare questions. We have our gift shop across the hall, stop in. We have a lot of great exercise classes, yoga, stretch, tai chi, swimming. We have an award-winning cycling for active adults. We did over 150 rides last year. Pretty cool, all by volunteer leaders. Great group. We have a lot of special events, flu shot, taxes, blood pressure, legal appointments, and we shred your papers 4 times a year. We have a number of support groups, and we have over 350 volunteers. So if you haven't found anything to do, come see us. We'll hook you up. So thank you.
Thank you, Marcia. I would like to take a minute to finally introduce myself to everybody. I started in the district this past July and have had the opportunity to meet with many community members, parents, and local officials to gain their perspective on the district, which has been very helpful to my transition into the community. I've served in education for 34 years now. I was a teacher for several years, building principal, and made my way into central office as assistant superintendent and superintendent. I've worked for both local school districts and intermediate school districts, so I have a fairly broad range of experiences in education. I say that only to mention the fact that coming into the district, I've been very impressed with the school community and your efforts to support the school and the great schools that you've created and established here. It's truly a privilege to serve as superintendent here, and I look forward to the things that will grow how we'll grow as a district over the next 3 to 5 years. One of the areas that will be the driver of our growth is our recommitment to the strategic plan. The strategic plan was developed about 4 or 5 years ago, and we're in the process of revisiting the strategic plan and beginning to identify areas for future growth. Our strategic plan consists of 4 areas of strategic initiatives. One area is our teaching and learning environments. Another area is the culture of the district and how we can continue to grow a culture of innovation and growth. We also are focusing on how we can engage the community at even a higher level over the next few years, and that will be our Community Relations Committee. And then last but not least, we know that we have to be good stewards of all of our district's resources and the community support, and we have a Finance and Facilities Committee which will focus on our resources and productivity and measure how well we're growing, what our financial stability is. The strategic plan will kick off right around shortly after the holiday. And we'll begin to holidays, and so in January we'll begin to communicate the strategies that we're going to be moving forward with this spring and into next year. Some key features of the revisions of the strategic plan that we hope the community finds beneficial are there'll be benchmarks in there to show in each initiative what we intend to do throughout the year on a quarterly basis, and then we'll come back to the community and show our growth in each one of those areas that we've identified with benchmarks. So we're going to commit to a little bit more progress monitoring and reporting out to the community on our successes within the district that's related to our strategic plan. 2 other aspects of the strategic plan that we hope we can involve you with is we're going to recommit to or reestablish the survey in terms of the perception survey of the school in several areas and several aspects of the district. So we hope you participate in the survey. And we'll be also hosting focus groups. So we'll be out recruiting folks for focus groups to maybe have a little bit broader conversations on the district and gain perspectives from the community on areas of concern and areas that you would like to see growth in. So those will be occurring in February, March, and again, we hope you will take the time to fill out the surveys or participate in a focus group. The other actions that have been going on in the district this summer, quite a bit of activity actually is with the bond that was passed several years ago. This summer, the district finished the work on Warner Middle School and Farmington Central High School and began to work on Farmington Early Childhood Center. We'll have several opportunities for the community to come in and visit those new buildings, and I would encourage you to stop by and see where your tax dollars or how your tax dollars were put to good use in the buildings. The buildings look amazing. The spaces that were created to support alternative options for student learning are a great benefit to our staff and our students. So you should take the time to come through and see what the buildings there. Warner especially looks much different than it did in the past. The same thing with Farmington Early Childhood Center. There's been a a very large addition added onto that building. So one of the things that I have the privileges of doing today, which is very fortunate for me, is to honor and present us the award this year to this year's Senior Extraordinaire. The Senior Extraordinaire Award is an annual award that is presented to senior adults who have gone above and beyond in their volunteer duties with Farmington Public Schools. This year's award goes to Martha Maitland, who I'll ask to please come to the foot of the stage. Martha was chosen for this award due to her commitment to Hillside Elementary. For the past 7 years, Susan Brzezinski has come to rely on her to make copies, assist with projects, and sort items. In addition to helping Suzanne, Martha also helps students with math, reading, and writing. She listens to the students read, engages them in math games, and helps them with grammar. Additionally, Martha assists parents with the various classroom holiday parties. Anything you would like to comment on?
I'm just very thankful. It's been lots of years, and I don't think you realize how helpful it is to have an extra set of eyes and ears and hands in your classroom. And Martha really shed insight, even just after this award, how forward she looks to helping the kids, and that feeling is mutual, not just for myself as my free therapy each week, but but also the children. They just see her as one of the crew. We have a nautical team in my room, and she's one of the crew members of our room, and she just gets on the ship with us every week and helps us out in thousands of ways that are just countless and priceless.
Okay. Well, thank you again for
Thank you, Dr. Brewer. Thank you.
Martha, if you are offering therapy services, I would welcome you to central office from time to time as well. Well, once again, I would like to thank everybody for your time this morning. This is a great event, and hopefully I have a few moments to wander around and introduce myself to you individually. So I'll start wandering through and now move on to the next portion of this morning's event. And introduce our North Farmington High School Choir under the direction of Jason DeMont. Following the music, our table hosts are available to hear your questions and provide you with some feedback. So please stay and be part of our continued conversations here this morning. Thanks again for your time.
Was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word